In other news, African model law on political finance being championed by African Union is seen as the much-needed solution that will tame illicit and opaque financing of political activities in the continent that has led to state captures by political elite and the shadowy financiers. Whereas the situation is that bad across the continent, it is worse in Central and North Africa, where there is very little or no information at all on source of funds involved in running politics. Duncan Haimba reports from Accra, Ghana.
Advancing reform, accountability and democratic integrity is what delegates at the Accra Summit are seeking to achieve. The African Union Advisory Board Against Corruption is pushing for crafting of a law that seeks to prevent illegal sources of funding being channeled into political campaigns, one that will guide parliaments in each member state in enacting relevant laws that will address the matter.
When government is not doing what it's required to, the other actors in country must stand up and speak out. Our role will be to educate you, sensitize you, and empower you to understand the law and to speak out. In a place like Central Africa, there's not even much in terms of transparency processes, governance processes to even know what is going on.
As a direct consequence, democracy across Africa is having a permanent struggle against the commodification of politics.
And so the question is that then whose democracy is it if the role of the citizens is just filling ballots for people who, very elitist group of people who get onto the ballot because they have the resources to run for office.
And people talk about choiceless elections, in the sense that there's no internal party democracy in the parties. Young people can contest, women can contest. Already sometimes the candidate is already chosen before even the process started. It's a big issue to the extent of our worry of not just elite capture but state capture, because then we find that governments are taking policy decisions that don't make sense. We all can clearly see a particular issue, how it can be addressed, but the political actors begin to formulate policies or laws and there's a disconnect.
Lack of political goodwill and impunity has been cited as a major impediment, and it is hoped that a model law on political financing will cure this.
The existence of a law does not mean that it's going to be implemented or that the illegal activities are going to be banned. And so the concern here is around the capacity of the institutions that are charged with this duty.
The people who are supposed to be sanctioned, who are the members of parliament, they are the ones who are supposed to pass the law. So unless we put such a thing at continental level, we cannot be able to, at country levels, we might not succeed much.
The Conference of States meeting adopted what they're calling Resolution 11.7, which gives a framework of how countries need to start addressing the question of money in elections or money in political activities.
The context of every country would have to be factored in so that you don't create a law that nobody wants to implement.
The African model law on political finance transparency being spearheaded by the African Union Advisory Board Against Corruption, with collaboration with CDD Ghana among other stakeholders, is what is being touted as the game changer in Africa politics financialization. Duncan Haimba, NTV, Accra, Ghana.